Hey everybody, Wardenator here. Actually, I got my voice back, so you guys don't have to listen to any more of that that shitty witch speaking or whatever the hell you want to call it. But, I wanted to make an update. I said I was going to show this tank after it was getting settled in. So this is the new scape, and I'm getting a lot of glare actually off this window here. This is jolly old Winnipeg, Manitoba, everybody. This is what we get. Snow every year, like 6 months of it. So last year was way worse. It was like 9-foot drifts out back here. Anyway, yeah, close this up here. Get rid of some of this glare. You guys don't need to see snow. So yeah, this is the 66 gallon. I was having trouble with the Amazon swords. Actually, their root systems were taking over the bottom of the substrate. And if you noticed before, I had a really big piece of wood in there. I just went with something simple this time. This is actually what I've got. I got from the ponds out here. I went to a place called Reynolds Ponds here in Manitoba, and it's got. There's probably, if you walk through Reynolds Ponds, you can probably hit about 10 different lakes, little lakes everywhere. Actually, they're not that little. But I went along the edge of them looking for driftwood and things, and this is one of the pieces I ended up getting. And this was a piece that was bought. This was actually in the tank with the snake. I bought this from a different pet store before. Actually, that's a lot smaller than it used to be. So anyway, the problem was Amazon swords. I had one too many in here. They're big root feeders. Their roots get insanely big. Like, there was this whole section, except for maybe the middle right here, was all roots. In the substrate, that's all I picked out of here was roots. I ended up having to turn it. I ended up putting black fluorite down over top. And as you can see, my little Malaysian trumpet snails have done a really good job. They're already turning it up. You can see some of the older fluorite coming up through now, because these guys are going a mile a minute. Anyway, so this is the new scape. I put... I moved the Aponogeton over there. My Ludwigia, these are growing, like, look at the big leaves here. Like this, they've never grown like that in this tank. I've never seen them get so big like that. They're obviously growing different. I put some right here, that plant right in front of my fat finger here. That's wisteria in front of the Ludwigia. This one I still don't know what it is, but it grows really well in my tank. I bought it. I bought one plant years ago, and it just keeps spawning off little plants all the time. It grows great in low light, medium light, or high light. We got water sprite back there, a piece of water sprite here. And yeah, I didn't really clean off the glass too well. I just gave it a quick scrub just so I can make a quick video here. And now that this tank isn't foggy or murky anymore, I had a video that I made previous, but tank was looking too murky. We'll back off here, and this is the new layout. And now that the plants are starting to take, I've slowly added just a few fish, some small fish. So I put the guppies in there, let them do their thing. Actually, now they have all the room they want. If they want to mate and spawn and do their thing, they can. And I have 2 Siamese algae eaters in here. So they're in here. They'll nip at the blackbeard. Actually, they've been starting to take care of some. There's some on that Aponogeton leaf right there. So the tank is kind of going through an algae stage right now, and the best thing for me to do is just to leave it. I know it looks ugly, it doesn't look great, but when you're getting a spike like this, you're getting a lot of algae, and this tank is a brand new setup. So it was all fresh water. Like, I emptied it right out and turned everything. So I just have to kind of sit and wait and let it do its thing, and that's like the best thing for anyone to do. I know everybody wants to play around and dose, and add things to the water, and you know, I've done that before, and I've gotten myself into so much trouble doing that, trying to fix things all the time. You see one thing happening, and then you put an additive for that, and it fixes that one problem, but then you get 10 other problems. So you know, just the great thing about this is let nature do its thing. You know, this is gonna. The filters are fresh; they're freshly cleaned. Like, let it, once everything settles in, just let nature take its course. That's the beauty of doing this, is to see what your tank turns into all on its own when you just leave the plants alone. You know, they'll right here in this whole empty area. Those were crypts. Now I don't know where the hell they went. They just took a nosedive into the soil, and that's where they went. They folded over into the soil, and that's it. They disappear. Then, when they've had their little fit, their little conniption fit, they'll start popping out back on their own. When there's enough cover, you know what I mean. I find when there's too much light, and this is a highlight. I probably should have put them in the back maybe or something, but like I said, let nature take its course, and things will happen. You may not always get what you want, but you know, I'm not that artsy-fartsy type of aquascaper. I just like throwing plants in and letting them see what you know, what nature does, what it does all on its own. Plants do their own thing, and when the tank gets to where they like it, they're going to show me exactly what they're gonna do, and it's probably gonna be frickin' spectacular, and I can't wait to see it all. Right now everything's just kind of, you know, low growth, but these guys are really reacting to the water right now and what's in it and the light, and they're fanning out and they're getting really big. Like I said, usually I see them grow up. Usually they stay nice and skinny, like down here. They grow all the way up to the top, then they turn purple, and then they usually take over the top. But now I've never seen them do this. So tank parameters are different, and I can't wait to see what comes out. Anyway, this is an update on my 66. I figured show you guys what I did. Everybody's wondering probably what I did with that big piece of wood. It was like 100 pounds. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This is what it was in, or this is what was in the 66 gallon. I had this big piece of wood here. My snake's playing with it right now. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. This is like 100 pounds of wood. It's still fairly heavy. Gotta dry it out. Jade here doesn't look too impressed with what I'm doing. She just wants to play. If you guys are wondering, this is 6.5 foot coastal carpet python. So yeah, this is what I had in the 66 gallon before I had it set up so that it was this was sticking out the top. Oh, come on, babe. There you go. And now it's just sitting here at my back door, kind of wondering what to do with it here. Here's my favorite tank of them all. This thing never needs any help, never needs to be scraped. Algae, once in a while, when this plant coils up and starts choking up the light, like maybe today, I'll probably chop it back, because there is a piece of wood in there that grows that Java fern or Java moss, and that when it grows all the way down the stalk, it looks pretty cool. As you see, I got these are baby guppies, and this is what I do when the baby guppies are born. I don't want them eaten, so I throw them in here. There's probably 5 or 6 of them in here somewhere, and I feed them till they grow to a decent size. There's that one's getting there. Probably another 3 weeks to, yeah, I'd say 3 weeks, and I'll probably throw her in one of the other tanks. Yeah, and that's where I put my babies. I put them in here and grow them up. And this tank is no fuss, no muss. Always runs good. Never have any problems with it. Never any algae blooms. And I've never had not one bloody issue with this tank. It's got a simple little LED light on it. This thing is amazing. This is a fluval spec 2.5 gallon, and just a phenomenal little tank. Awesome little micro. So yeah, I'll pan this one more time, bring her back. This is looking good. I don't know, I think this is looking pretty sexy from the way I had it before. I'm really starting to like it. It's starting to grow on me. That rock back there is just keeping that wood hunkered down there. I can't wait to take it off. I was supposed to put that rock back here. If you look here, you see that plant coming out of those rocks. That rock is supposed to be on the other side, just on the other side of that plant there, like a little triple rock thing, and the plant was supposed to be growing out of the middle. It was kind of the effect I wanted to have, but I ended up having to use this stone here to keep this wood sunk down. I don't know when it's going to get saturated with water. I tried moving it yesterday. The wood wants to float away, so you know what, we'll just leave it till I don't know, till it does its thing. It could take a long time for that wood to get saturated with water and stay there. So, but that rock isn't doing any harm there. It's not, you know, it's not diminishing the look of my tank, I don't think. It just kind of looks odd. You know, I kind of want things to look a little bit more natural, not just stuck there, but whatever. It's a bloody stone, and it can be moved later at any time, so whatever. Anyway, this is my 66 gallon, everybody. This is what I've done with it. And probably next year there'll be something else done with it, but I'm liking this for right now. And I still have room in there for other plants if I want to try some newer plants. Like I said, this wisteria is new to me, so I'm going to try this wisteria. It came with cyanobacteria on it, so I wiped it off with and sprayed it down with hydrogen peroxide before I put it in, so it's kind of having a hard time right now getting used to this water, and it's slowly starting to bounce back, so hopefully I'll get that to come back good, and then I can maybe start replanting it in other areas of this tank. If anybody has any suggestions, I'm probably running 216 watts of light, so you know what, people give me great feedback, but I've never had anybody tell me or suggest to me maybe what type of plant I should throw in here, because it's very limited here in Manitoba. I'd probably have to order something online. Everybody seems to have the same thing: swords, this Ludwigia stuff, water sprites, you know, some wisteria, things like that. I got that ocelot sword back there, which doesn't really look like it's doing too good right now. It hasn't really done that good. It says it's a highlight plant. This is highlighting. This is 216 watts of T5 bulbs, 4 bulbs altogether in this tank. So yeah, if anybody has any suggestions, please, you know what, let me hear it. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and some of your suggestions. Alright, ciao.